Hello, you are welcome to my fourth video on the series related to concepts, question and answer in Azure Fundamentals. We are going to see 20 questions in 20 minutes in today's session. I hope this will be helpful to you for your exam preparation or for interview preparation or for certification preparations. Let's see the fourth batch of concepts related questions right now. First question. Both Azure Marketplace and Microsoft App Source have products which are available for Azure. Is it true or false? Option A true, option B false. You know, Azure Marketplace is an online store that contains thousands of IT software applications and services built by industry leading technology IT companies. In Azure Marketplace, you can find, try, buy, and then build your own stuff, and then deploy the software and services you need to build for new solution, and manage your cloud infrastructure. And so the Microsoft App Source also does a similar thing, that is for a different professionals. And so the right answer for this question is option A, that is true. Second question, which marketplace should IT professionals and developers use to provision their Azure solution? Azure App Source, Azure Marketplace, or Portal Office, or the final one, Microsoft App Source. Here the right answer will be B, that is Azure Marketplace. Which methods can developers use to access Azure Marketplace templates? The question is related to which URL that the developers will use to access a Azure Marketplace templates. So there are four options. One is related to https appsource.microsoft.com. Second is azuremarketplace.microsoft.com. And the third option is navigating to the link, create a resource on the top left side of the Azure portal. The last option is you can use all the above three stuff. See, the right answer will be azuremarketplace.microsoft.com. However, you can search marketplace in Azure portal and get into the marketplace. So you can see, I mean, in option C, we are referring Azure portal. So the other way is you can search marketplace in the Azure portal to get into the marketplace. However, we are asked to search only one option, so option B is the correct answer. Next question is related to serverless computing. Serverless computing means that option A, customers don't pay for their servers. Option B, applications are deployed as nano services. Option C, management of servers is abstracted from the customers. Option D, there are no servers, everything runs on containers. Definitely option D is not the correct answer. Option A is also not the correct answer. Like customers don't pay for the server. Option between option and B and C, serverless computing, it's a kind of cloud computing execution model in which the service provider allocate machine resources like servers on demand, taking care of the servers on behalf of the customer. Say for example, any server upgrade with respect to hardware or software. So when using services that are considered to be serverless, customers will be charged appropriately based upon the usage, but the management deployment, and scaling of the services is completely abstracted away from customers. And so option C, management of servers is abstracted from the customer, is the right answer. Next question is, which statement correctly described Azure resource tags? Azure resource tags are option A, labels for Azure SQL tables to indicate their data classification. Option B, labels for Azure resources allowing customers to save any additional information they need. Option C, it is a key value for associating Azure application with the organizational unit. The very close answer will be option B, labels for Azure resources allowing customers to save any additional information they need. The any information in the sense it is not going to be a detailed information, it should have to be short and crisp. So Azure tags are like a key value pair that allow customers to attach any information to their Azure resources for better management of their Azure environment. So here option C may look correct, but they are saying it is related only with the organizational unit. It is not only with the organizational unit, you can use it for any purpose. So option A is not the correct answer because the tags are used for various services and resources in Azure. And so the right answer will be option B. Azure resource tags can be applied to which of the Azure building blocks? You need to choose three options. Option A, Active Directory users or groups. Option B, resources. Option C, resource groups. Option D, subscriptions. Option E, management groups. Option F, enterprise accounts. Here, enterprise accounts is not the correct answer because it deals with the enterprise accounts. Management groups is also not the correct answers. Between A, B, C, D, the close answer will be resources, resource group, and subscriptions, where you can use tags. So the right answer for this question is option B. 67. The Contoso company wants to play the owner tag to all resources inside the resource group called app1 underscore rg. To do this, they navigated to the app1 rg resource tag field blade and created a new tag with the name owner. Will this solve their need? The question is, if they navigate to the app1 rg resource, go to the tag, and if they mention the owner therein as a value, will it solve the problem of tagging or naming all the resources which come under app1 underscore rg? The answer is no. Resource tags are not inherited by default from the resource group. As such, applying a tag on a resource group level will not affect resources within that app1 underscore rg resource group. And so the right answer will be option B. Again, the Contoso company wants to use tags to assign an Azure virtual machine resource to two departments, sales and finance. To do this, they decided to create two tags as follows. Tag 1 name, department, value is finance. Tag 2 name is again department, value is sales. So they are having two tag names with the name field which says department. Will this strategy work out? You need to choose either yes or no. Here, for this question, the option is no because tag names must be unique within the scope of single Azure resource. As such, you cannot have two tags with the same name applied to a single Azure resource. And so the correct option will be option B. Next question is Azure sovereign region is a option A region outside of United States. Option B region which spans two or more geographical markets. Option C physically separated region that meets security and compliance standards for certain markets. So sovereign region and they are talking uh, about physically separated region that meets security and compliance standards. So that will be the correct answer. So the examples for the sovereign regions which include Azure China, which is operated by 21 via net. That is, it is not operated directly by Microsoft. That is one of the sovereign region. Second region is Azure Germany. Quite recently, the update is Azure Germany is being deprecated in favor of standard non-sovereign Azure regions in Germany. And the last one is Azure Government US. So these are the examples for Azure sovereign regions. So the correct answer for this one is option C. Which of these Azure sovereign regions? Choose two. So we have seen, I have provided an example for the Azure sovereign region in the previous question. So out of these five different answers, Azure Russia, Azure Government, Azure China, Azure East Asia, and Azure Korea, the right answer will be B and C. That is Azure Government. The exact word should have to be Azure US Government and Azure China is a correct answer. So the right option for this question is option B. Next question is all sovereign regions are all operated by Microsoft. Again, part of the answer is I provided already. Azure sovereign regions are operated by Microsoft for most part, but as per Chinese law, those as per the Chinese law, those are only given to companies with less than 50% of the foreign interest. So, global company like Microsoft will never meet this requirement. As such, Azure China is run by Chinese telecom company by name called 21 Vianet. So that one is not directly operated by Microsoft. It is operated by a Chinese-based telecom company called 21 Vianet. And so the right option for this question is option B. Next one is bandwidth between Azure region is free. Is it a correct statement? We need to be very careful on the question. So it's a very generic statements. And here bandwidth, it is one of the cost factor that should be calculated when estimating cost for the entire Azure environment. So here Azure data transfer within the same availability zone is free of charge. However, while data transfer between two different availability zones, that is between the regions, incurs cost. It may be around zero point zero 0.01 per GB, zero point zero $0.01 per GB. So the right answer for this question is B. Since they are talking about Azure regions, definitely it is between two different availability zones between the regions, and so it is not, if it's not free, and so the answer would be B. Next question is true or false. MS Azure is a private and public cloud platform that helps developers and IT administrators to build, deploy, and manage their applications. To a larger extent, option B is the correct answer. But please note that Azure is working with approved vendors, large vendors like Dell and other parties that bring Azure cloud technology into your data center that's owned by you. So Azure Stack is one of your initiative by Microsoft that is in progress that they are making. So It is a kind of tricky question to answer. It is either true or false. To a larger extent, it is a public. But if you consider Azure stack, you can say that it is true. Servers. You need to choose option between true or false. Here, a rack can hold many number of servers, and the number of servers depends upon the size of the rack as well as the server height. And so the right answer for this question is true, that is option A. Next is arrange the following in hierarchical order, especially in the descending order. Option A resources, option B resource group, option C subscriptions, option D accounts. Here, an Azure account may have multiple subscriptions. A subscription can have multiple resource groups, and a group can have multiple resources associated. So the right order would be accounts, subscription, then resource group, then resources. That's in the descending way. So the right answer for this question is option D, that is DCBA. True or false? You need to purchase an Azure account before you can use any Azure resources. You need to purchase an Azure account. So you have to choose option either true or false. The right answer for this question is option B, that is false, because you can use Azure free account or Microsoft Learning Sandbox to create Azure resources. And so the option for the correct option for this question is option B. Next question is what is meant by cloud computing? Here the answers options are delivery of computing services over internet, setting up your own data center, using the internet. So the correct definition for cloud computing might vary. However, the close answer for this question is among the options provided, the correct answers will be delivering of computing services over internet. And so the correct answer for this question is option A. Next is which of the following is not a feature of cloud computing? Faster innovation, a limited pool of services, speech recognitions, and other cognitive services. The right answer for this question is option B, that is a limited pool of services. So the question is not a feature of cloud computing. The option B is the correct answer because cloud has unlimited number of resources or services for a user to work with. And so the right answer for this question is option B. Next question is deploy and configure cloud-based resources quickly as your app requirements change. This is called as elasticity, scalability, high availability, agility. Reading again, deploy and configure cloud-based resources quickly as your app requirements change. So you need to careful in watching the two words requirements change and then you need to respond quickly. So it's a kind of agility nature. And so the right answer would be D. So cloud agility is a ability to quickly develop, test, and launch the application in the cloud-based environment. And so the right answer would be option D. The next question is the process of increasing compute capacity by adding RAM or CPU to a virtual machine. This is called as elasticity, scalability, high availability, agility. The agility is not the right answer. High availability is also not the right answer. And here we are increasing the RAM. So we are doing a scaling up operation. And so the right answer would be scalability, that is option B. With that, I end up today's session on 20 questions in 20-minute time in concepts related topic in Microsoft Azure 900 fundamentals. I hope this video is helpful to you. Please stay tuned for my next set of video that again cover concept related questions with the answers and explanation. Till then, stay tuned and we will continue in the next session. Thank you. Bye.